Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to this evening's edition of What He Said with Kevin Walker. Of course, I'm Kevin Walker because you do know that's a female, so she can't be Kevin. So, yes, I am Kevin Walker. It's 8 o'clock. It's time to get rolling, man. My boy T Money late. My boy T Money is late. Who would have thought that T Money would ever be late? Now, my man Terry O'Neill, he'll hop in here in a minute, guys. Got something going on. But we got probably 4 to 5 very interesting topics. Let me introduce my special, beautiful guest tonight,
Oh.
Miss AJ, the owner of Vibe Lounge, the Sterling graduate, the Rothschild Sterling. Introduce yourself to everybody, AJ.
Hey everybody, I'm Anissa Jackson Perkins, and I go by AJ. My nickname is Nina. If you grew up in South Park between Reed Road and Sunbeam, and you were somewhere between Simsdale and Overdale, out in that area, I was born and raised on Ashburn Street. So I'm South Park born and raised, and I'm a dear classmate, alumni of RSS. Classmate of Kevin Walker. There you go.
Hey,
I wasn't gonna tell you she was on. I just wanted to see a different face.
yeah,
Hey, Terry.
Hey,
What's up?
not a whole lot. How y'all doing?
Good, brother. Hey, so look, we got 5 hot topics tonight. So I'm gonna introduce the topics, and then y'all know how this go. So one of our topics tonight is gonna be sex, whether you want it or not. I'm gonna explain that one. Lusting versus craving. State of the Black church. Uh-oh.
Okay.
And last but not least, couples.
Wow.
Should you address personal issues publicly? Should your wife or your husband call you out publicly on some personal shit in front of people? Come on now. So here's where we're going to start. We're going to start at a talking point, and we're going to come back to that one because I like the couples thing to start off tonight with. But tonight, we're going to start off with a talking point just to warm us up, y'all. We didn't stretch, so we're going to use this as a stretching exercise. So, Anissa, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
What situation in life affected you to a point of turning your life upside down for the good or for the bad? What gut punch did life give you and make you straighten up to say, you know what, I can't live like that, or vice versa? Say, hey, here I am.
Wow, now that was a good punch right there. The way you phrased it, I know you showed me what our topics was going to be, and I know this was one that came to you, but hearing you phrase it like that, Kev, wow, it makes me immediately think about not too long ago, having an opportunity to do something I'd never done before. And I've shared this with my closest friends, but I had an opportunity. Most of you know that, or most people know that I was married and actually going through a divorce now. But the gut punch to make me say, hey, do I want to continue to end this or turn this around? It started right before the pandemic. I had an opportunity to go visit the Holy Land, and some things that I thought was my truth ended up being something totally different. And it just made me want to search me. And as I journeyed through a lot of history and awakened myself to some things, I just started wanting to enjoy life. Not that I'm saying that defined to go through a separation, but it made me want to enjoy life. And although it came with that cost, it's something that I'm at peace about. And so just having that opportunity to think about some things and see where, let me just be very transparent, when some things just was not making me happy from the standpoint, not fulfilling my flesh, but just not being at peace about some things. And I learned I was turning 50, and I said, I'm not going to go through another 10 years like this. So that was my gut punch, I guess, turning 50 and having that life-changing experience.
Cool. What you got for us, T?
Oh man, I'd had a couple gut punches.
Hmm.
Sometimes you need to listen to them so you don't get punched twice, if you can control it.
Wow.
Um, I've had several gut punches, but I didn't listen. Uh, Whatever somebody was trying to tell me, I didn't listen to the gut punches. Um, for me, when I started listening, was when I had my baby girl and her mom passed at the same time. That was that was the turning point in my life because I had to come from my side. I had to sit down because now I got somebody to live for. I got a girl to take care of. So that was when I really started listening and paying attention to my gut. But yeah, that was it for me.
Yeah. You know,
Hmm.
sometimes it take life dealing us a raw hand as we feel or as we think, you know, in order for something to happen to make us see things in a different light. And it's kind of sad, almost honestly, that you would think at some point that we're intelligent enough beings to figure some things out for ourselves when honestly, for me, the gut punch I received, I think was in August of 2018. That's very detailed for anybody who know me about losing my daughter. Um, and I totally looked at life through a different lens after I no longer had my baby girl. Um, man, that's one thing for me that I honestly would never wish on anybody. And I would just say publicly, man, whatever it is that the message is supposed to be for me, like I'm open and willing to receive it. You know, I lost my daughter in 2018. In the last 9 months have been crazy tumultuous. I lose my nephew in November. My brother passed in March, and my mom, we buried her 2 to 3 weeks ago. Like, you know, I'm not saying that life is being unfair, that God ain't blessing me, or I'm not saying that because there's some people out there, as I sit here and talk about what I've gone through, it's some people can say that twofold, you know, and I get it. And I'm grateful for where I am in life right now. And it's crazy because I'm more so grateful for the people that I've got in my circle immediately around me. Like, but the one thing, the tragedy that I've gone through and suffered through is about me and my little cousin Nicole. Like, we were already close. Now we like this. You know, I almost can tell time by her phone calls. She calls me every day at 4:30 when she get off work. You know, so I can almost say, "Oh, Nicole calling. It must be 4:30." Um, because she suffered the same things I have because of the bond we have in the close knit family structure that we have. Um, not just with that, but with Terry and said, like with losing my biological brother, me and Terry has always been super duper tight. And said has always been in the mix because he lived on the other end of Thrush. But me and Terry always been like brothers. And I think these situations have just forced us closer. So I say whatever God is trying to say, whatever life is trying to give me or to make me see or to help me understand, like I'm open and willing to accept that. Because man, as many gut punches as I've taken, I've always been able to get back up and continue fighting. So I'm grateful for that. I really am, and I'm thankful because, like, okay, so I don't want to be emotional, y'all. So
Better not cry.
so I lose mama, and again, it's just life. In the process of losing mama, we were doing some things and searching for some things, and we're gonna do some things different. And just so happened, I think I'm like, damn, I can see if I can get in touch with Nissa. She got a place up there. Maybe we can use. But my point is, I lost my mom, but I gained a relationship with losing my mom with Anissa for us to start communicating just on from that perspective, and it turned in us communicating about more things. So it's amazing how when God closes one door, my grandmother always said he normally opens two or three more. It's just a matter of you walking into them. So, yeah, my gut punch has been losing people around me, losing family members, losing loved ones. But at the same time, I'm getting other opportunities because I keep getting back up off the mat for whatever reason. I keep getting back up off the mat. So,
But I said this last week. You know, and people don't understand. People don't try and understand what they need to. Um, people have to understand that because you got gut punch, that could have just been a sucker punch for you, because that might not even been for you.
yeah,
You might have got gut punch for somebody else. It happens all the time. Innocent bystander get killed. You innocent bystander, but when you got gut punch, he let the people see. When you got gut punch, he let them see that. And you have to understand that shit, that might not even been for him. That might have been for somebody else that's close to you. You know, it's like when mama died. It's like shit. Everybody was like, man, Kevin mama died. Shit, Terry mama died. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people didn't know because they hear our story, but don't know our story. You know,
yeah,
people hear your story all the time. They don't really know your story. Oh yeah, they've been friends, such and such. They know that if something hop off, they better look for me before they look for you. They know that, but they don't know it is the other side of us. You know what I'm saying? And it's in your walk, it's in your talk. You see it every day, and a lot of people don't pay attention. Give you an example. Everybody know me. I've been riding motorcycles forever and a day. One morning I woke up and said, I'm done with this. Every time I see somebody on the weekend, man, you don't ride no more? Nope. Man, I thought you never stopped riding. Well, that's what you thought. But I think that it was a great day that I could walk away from motorcycles, still have all my limbs, still look exceptionally well. Thank y'all. But it's a lot of people out there that's not gonna do that. There's a lot of people. I've seen people get killed on motorcycles. I've seen people lose limbs. I've seen people disfigure themselves behind a motorcycle, and I was allowed to walk away from that life. You know what I'm saying? And nothing drastic had to happen to me for that to happen.
yeah, yeah,
That's another thing. The gut punch is drastic. A lot of people, something drastic has to happen to them for them to stop something. It don't have to happen to me like that, because I when somebody trying to tell me something,
yeah,
everything coincidence. It's not.
yeah. I agree.
I agree too.
Anything else you want to add to that, Nissa?
I do. I do. It's funny you say that because now when you're talking about gut punch, I'm thinking about, like in the medical field, sometimes there are times when persons are probably coding and there are different avenues, but I know, or sometimes someone gets choked or whatever or something. I work in the medical field, but I'm more on the administrative side. But I'm thinking of the picture of where someone has to punch you in the gut to bring back, someone to life, bringing back that breath again. I share that because it's funny. I was listening to you and Terry, and some of the examples y'all gave was near death experience, or even having experienced a loved one die. And it made me recall when my father died, how it caused me to start a ministry from the standpoint of reaching those that felt like their voice was void, or they were just the lowest of the low, and that they couldn't be used by the Most High. But it took my dad's it took my father's death for that to be birthed in me. And
Yeah.
coincidentally, just this past week, I have a dear friend named Noelle. Her father died. And her father died early that morning. On the same day, her first grandbaby was born. And so it just kind of shows me that even when we're experiencing the life experiences that happen, I just believe that when something dies or we experience death, like Terry was saying, it's not by coincidence. Something is being birthed in us. And who knows, not just, I know you've been doing this podcast way before we reconnected recently, but who knows what is being birthed right now in Kevin,
Yeah.
even through this, even through Terry and those in your tight circle. So that's something for people. We never know who's watching this, and so someone may be experiencing that right now. You know, the death of losing friends. Hey, I've lost some people. I've just cut some people off. But in the same token, I've created, or I've opened myself up to some new friendships. So I just hope that there's something we share helps someone in that aspect.
No, I agree. I agree. Let me read some of these comments, guys, that's coming on here. People saying, Erica Chapman said, God's places the right people in your life to help get you through. That's true. And she said, I'm so handsome, I don't look like my story. Oh, she might have been talking about tea. She said, sometimes death changes things. Losing my mom to open her eyes a lot. So look, let's move on to this. To our first actual topic of the night.
Hi, Erica.
Let's talk about couples. Should personal issues be addressed publicly? I don't care. I don't give a damn how mad y'all get at each other. Should you wait until you get in the car before you cuss his ass out? Or where you show out you get knocked out? That was my mama's thing. She wasn't waiting until we got in the car. If you embarrass my mama, she was gonna get your ass right where you embarrass her. But as a couple, husband and wife, Terry, because you married, bro, I'm gonna give you the flow first. Me and Anissa, she going through a divorce. I am divorced. So I'm gonna give you the flow first. So Teak show her ass the other night when we had Willie
D. It's shout with me. It's gonna be a shout answer with me. And it's simple. My business ain't everybody's business. Period. I don't do nothing public. My business ain't everybody's business. So if you feel that's what you choose to do, then I'm gonna let you do it by yourself. And then it's gonna be different when we get somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? But my business ain't everybody's business. We don't do it in public.
Nelson?
I agree with Terry wholeheartedly. It wasn't even a second thought to that. Yeah. I believe it should be addressed publicly. Has that always happened in certain situations? Probably not. I mean, but you know, we're mature. We should be grown about some things at this point in life. I know I hear all the time people will say to persons that even like this, Kevin, as it grows, whatever, if you're in a relationship and people feel like people that's in the spotlight, especially me having been married to a pastor, they feel like your business should be out there, or if you're public, you should be addressing things public. I don't agree. I agree, just like with my having a personal relationship with the Father. I just believe things should be have you know, it just should be in private. It just should be.
Okay, well, hold on, let me cut you off right there because I'm gonna make some of your business public.
Go ahead.
And I know this wasn't one of our topics, but you just mentioned being married to a pastor. So how you go from being married to a pastor to owning a lounge? You know, people want to know that. They be like, oh, she ain't no Christian no more. She don't love God. She don't. So I'm gonna let you tell your own story.
And
Because
I want
you know they want to know. I'm just saying, you know
we talked about this before.
I know.
We talked about it briefly. But you know what? I will mess some people up right now if I was to say this, and I'm going to say it, you're right. I'm not a Christian anymore, but I am. I still believe in the Father. I still believe in our Heavenly Father. I believe in Him, in His Son as a Savior, and I believe in the Holy Spirit. But I also I've separated myself from Christian theology, from the way that we've been taught. And I tell you, I know you ain't trying to go there, but if I was to go to, I'm telling you, when I had that opportunity to go to Israel, I don't know what anyone else experience was. I know the people I was with, and I'm getting to that point about how can you open the lounge and be and say you love God. But I was in a place where I saw a lot of things presented to us in a book, of 66 books that were falsely represented. That's my story. That's my truth. If you want to hear more, you'll have to go look at some more of my old YouTubes. But in answering that, I had a classmate coincidentally bring someone significant to them and say, hey, I need you to go out there and talk to my gal. She want to know how you can go from being a pastor or being married to a pastor to this. First of all, I've never lost my anointing. You can't lose your anointing. I never lost that. Second of all, I didn't lose my relationship with the Father. And third, our Father is everywhere. And I have built more relationships with people that know and express their faith in the same Father that I have the faith in, more than I've seen walking alongside of other pastor couples, other Christians. I've seen more faith in people. I've experienced having to minister to people and even praying. I get joy. I know that I'm doing, when I say I'm free and have a piece of doing my purpose, and I've seen His hand in my life doing this business more than I've seen walking alongside or doing other things. I have stood by faith, and faith, let me tell you, if you have faith and love coupled together, you're actually experiencing the magnitude of the Father. So what do I have to say to people like that is, hey, if you have, first of all, try Him. And third of all, because of where I am, I would say something else right now if you really knew me, but because we're publicly, but I don't give nothing. I don't give no cares about that's how free I am. I give no cares about what anyone says. And
well, what AJ is really saying to y'all, she don't really give two fucks. I say it for her. She don't, you know, she don't want to say it. I say it for her.
You say it for me.
Well, that's Kim's favorite phrase. Kim
yeah,
always
my girl Kim is.
First off, I don't give two fucks about it. I'm like, Kim.
I don't, and I say that not in any because
not in
any prideful way. I don't say that in any prideful way. I say that, and I say that really dogmatically. I really don't.
Yeah.
But first of all, people gonna talk about everybody and everything. It's most of the time the people that talk about you, they envy you, or they envy what you have, or they want to be like you, whatever the case is. First of all, since we on here, and I know it's a lot of people listening. If there's a problem with anybody going from the church to the club, then let me know what the problem is, because if I'm not mistaken, back in the biblical days, everybody got together and drank. They had live bands back then. They had live music. So I'm trying to figure out, this ain't a strip club. You know what I'm saying? So it's not promoting perpetuity.
First off, she said it's not a club at all. It's a lounge. So
I really think it's a difference between a lounge and a club.
Hey, but my thing is, she's not promoting moral turpitude. So my thing is, who says God didn't give her that spot?
Who's because he showed me he sure have been my provider and been making a way. And I'm not trying to go there, but let me share this because this did come to mind. I do care about those that have witnessed and experienced the love of the Heavenly Father by having some type of relationship in my ministries, or even through my, especially through my prayer ministry. People think I've stopped praying. I have not. Look, right now, and I've wrote, as you know, Kev, or as you know, Kevin, I don't know, but I've written 2 books. I still promote. I have had people that I wouldn't even think would read a book, because those books are spiritually based, and come back. I mean, and I did profile by the way they look, but they come back and tell me more, give me insight. But at the end of the day, I'm at a place of peace. And that's why I don't talk about it a lot. People feel like I should have done broadcasts on it. I'm not. Because if you want to come see me, come visit me at the lounge and you come experience yourself. You know what? I've had 2 bold persons who know who they are and they're confident in who they are, came to visit the lounge. And they were like, AJ, it's some, at that time I was serving food, Terry and Kevin, but they was like, it's just like a restaurant with of course we're serving spirits, but hey, at the end of the day, I'm still Anissa. I still have witnessed even today the miracles of the Heavenly Father. And hey, I'm good. I'm confident, and He's with me right now.
Tyon said, "Hey, girlfriend."
Hey, Tyon.
Kim said, "Hey, Nina."
Hey, Kim.
Kim said, "Baby, you don't owe nobody shit. Do you, boo? You can still praise him." Now she gonna do all that cussing, then tell you can still praise.
Say it. Don't
Lord,
leave my girl alone.
So,
leave my girl alone.
Kevin Alex chimed in. He said, "We tend to allow others and their opinions of us to bind us rather than being open to letting God use us where He wants us." Ooh, blessings to you, Anissa, for doing what you've got to do when you've got to do it. That's from Kevin Alex.
Thank you, kid.
Tamisa Plattenberg said, "You still can be of Christian faith and still handle your business and money."
And let me tell y'all something. This may come to a shock, maybe a shock to most of y'all, but y'all pastors drink. They don't drink in your presence.
And smoke cigars,
but
Terry.
When they get home, they drink.
And they smoke cigars.
So I never commented on the whole couple thing, and when couples have issue. I wish I had Kevin Alex on here, because this brother been married a million years. But
I love Kevin Ritter.
So when you talk about admonishing your mate publicly, like, I'm 100% where Terry is. Like, man, I just don't want nobody in my business like that. Mm-hmm. You know, like, I'm single now. I'm single. Like, I don't. Well,
straighten up then. Raise your hand. Tell them raise your hand one time. Well.
Hey, I'm single. It is what it is. Even though somebody just announced that they was Miss Walker in another group we have. But no, I mean, when it comes to bumping heads and doing, if we go bump heads, let's go get in the car and talk about what we got to talk about versus making a spectacle in front of people, you know, and, you know, people personally judging and tearing down our house because we putting our business on Front Street. You know, so let's not do that. Let's be grown about it in every situation. Then for me personally, so, and I know I've said this before, maybe a few months ago, but even dating Kim, people was like, man, how do you put up with Kim and that mouth, all that smart talking? And I'm like, first off, and I'll be, hey, and Terry always around us, Kim don't talk to me like she talks to everybody else. So I can't account for how she talked to you or did. Look, she gonna put watching eyes on you. So my peace has literally got to be my peace. Like I'm not gonna deal with a woman this that I gotta fight with all the time, or I gotta beat you over the head to get my point across. Oh man, we're not gonna live like that at 50 plus years old. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Yeah.
But then, but she'll try me. Yeah, she'll try me.
Yeah, she take my punishment out on you.
Yeah,
what she want to say and do to me, she do it to Terry.
Yeah, she take me to play with.
It's cute. It's endearing to me to see y'all.
You lucky she my sister.
But you know what, Kevin, Terry, because you know what, people don't want all that energy. Y'all, I mean, everybody having a good time, then you and your whatever significant y'all keep that mess away. You know,
Yeah.
that's the place I'm in. I just want to have good vibes. Mention the vibes. I just want to have good vibes around me. I don't want all that drama.
I see how you work vibes into the conversation.
Yeah.
So look, let's talk about this for married couples, even dating couples. Hell, we know the truth. So, sex, whether you want to or not. So when you're married, people always say that sex is for married people. We've heard that from the time we was born. And so when you're married, does your spouse truly have the right to tell you they don't feel like it or they don't want to or not tonight, maybe tomorrow? Because I'll say this. The one thing I think me and my ex-wife did get right in our marriage for 22 years, that woman never said no. And I don't give a damn what time I hit that door at night when we was younger in our 20s and married and I was still partying and clubbing. No matter what time I came home, I never got a no or stop, don't do that. Never, not one time in 22 years. But do you have the right? Does a woman have the right? Nessa, let's start with you this time. Does a woman have the right, or as a woman, should you even want to tell your husband no when it comes to sex?
Well, first, does she have the right? Yes, she has the right to do that. But if you asking Anissa, put my business out here, man, that is to me a priority. So I never had that problem. I've never had that problem, never, ever. So that's something I miss, but I never had that problem at all. Wanting to fulfill, satisfy, and be fulfilled and satisfied. So hey, okay, I'm getting hot now, but I've never had that problem. But does she have the right? She has the right, of course. But hey, I'm just being honest with you. That's just different for me. You probably wouldn't need another female to give their other point of view, but I feel like yes, she has the right, but with Anissa, it's never been a problem.
Well, they giving a point because Shamika Bird said, first she said you are a very sweet lady. Then she just said, I'm not married, but I'm never saying no. And then Tyann says, I don't think that sex should be ever withheld from the spouse. Nicole Rogers said, what she won't do, someone else will.
Hello?
So what you got to say about that, T?
Hello?
I'm a broad spectrum. You know, it just depends to me. It depends on where that couple is at the time. You know, here's what a lot of and a lot of women don't understand is that I might want to fucking say no. I have that right as well. Because you know, I live on the premise that I'm sorry, your pussy ain't no more important than my dick. It's really not. But all women feel that when they have sex with a man, they're giving a part of them. Fuck, I'm giving you a part of me. It's a two-way street. And at that point, I guess it just again it depends on where you at in time with that person because you know there's a whole lot of factor shit. I didn't work 12 hours for 7 days. I don't want no fucking way. Leave me alone. Don't touch me. And if you can't understand that, then that's a problem. You understand? Because all men are different. All men are not created equally. They're not. So if I'm at that point in time in my life to where I'm out here trying to get the bag every day, 12 hours, I come home. Yeah, I don't want no fucking with. Holler at me the weekend. That's what it is. Um, and if you can't understand that, then that's a problem in itself. Because as my mate, you should be understanding to anything that comes to you. Well, I know he tired. I ain't gonna fuck with him. Well, I know she tired. I ain't gonna fuck with her. You know what I'm saying? But you just can't get out there and say, oh, I ain't gonna. Is anything goes? No, it's not. And again, it's to the people who it's those people in that time.
Yeah, T. Hey man, look, I would try sometime to be respectful, even if I thought she was tired. But it seemed like in the freakiest moments, in the moments when I'm at my freakiest or horniest or whatever it was, like I'm willing to stick my head under the cover and get the night started the right way while you asleep. I'm gonna wake you up the way you would appreciate the greatest alarm clock of all time. You know, shit. I'm gonna get the party started right if I know you tired. I'm gonna wake you up and get you going. Shamika Bird said, Terry, how many times is that gonna be the excuse? Nicole, don't answer that shit because she said you making excuses for not giving her that dick. So Nicole Rogers said, I understand you better come off that. Nicole Black ass say, I understand, but you better come off that dick. You can be tired later. Tamisa,
but you know what?
Hold on, let me read Tamika.
Go ahead.
Tamisa Platenberg said, I rarely say no, but a sloppy drunk is a no. Oh, she said if you drunk, that's a no for her.
That's that whiskey dick.
Hey, Big Ben say, if you don't want to go, just tag him in. He ready. Kim said, it's my body. I have the right to say no. No, you don't have the right to say no. And that's what I wanted to correct Nisa on when she said
you
no
talking
earlier.
about for marriage?
I'm talking about being married. You don't have the right to tell your husband no. Mm. It ain't going to be long. This one for me. Just roll over. Then you can go on back to sleep. But you don't have the right to tell me no.
That's funny.
What you got, T? Because Shamika want to know how many times you going to come with that excuse about being tired.
You got to, you know, first of all, I don't want it unless it's in the game. You know what I'm saying? I go do it myself before I beat a dead horse. You feel me? So, I mean, fuck. You know, if it ain't two people, it's one motherfucker and a dead motherfucker who, you know, same shit. So no, I ain't, you know, it's gotta be some shit. You know.
Kim did say it's her body. She have the right to say no, but she not. She was like, read my whole comment. She was like, she ain't saying no.
It's surprising. Women, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Felicia Williams said, your body belongs to your husband. That's in Corinthians.
Okay, I'm not going to even go there, but this is what I was about to say, is that you will find really that women are more willing and we are willing to please. Now, let's be real. Let's really be real here. Let's be grown. I love for a man to make love to my mind. If you can make love to my mind first, that's the next is given. But then also, I recall being in an abusive marriage before. This wasn't my first marriage. Being in an abusive marriage before. I didn't, and I mean, because we have to realize, you know, there's people that's going through different walks of life that may come across this viewing. But I know being in that was tumultuous for me. It really was, and it was like hell. But in this new day, in this new time, I mean, I don't have a problem giving myself to one that gives themselves to me. I mean, really, I'd probably be low key a nympho. I don't. I mean, I'm just being real about real about that. And it doesn't have to be a lot of workup. But if you can make love to my mind, really deep conversations, we don't have to have that all the time, but just throughout the day, that means a lot to me as a woman. Not just come on, let's roll over, let's get this. Sometimes I could initiate that, but at most times, yeah, that's important. And I just want to say you have to think about that in that aspect. I don't want nobody that may be in an abusive relationship just thinking I have to swallow this and do, swallow this pill of not wanting to do this and just get on with it. I'm sorry, I probably took it
No,
down a little bit.
I was with you. I'm still with you because you said swallow this, and I was like, oh. I was like, shit. She going home.
I tried to fix that too.
Yeah.
But no. For the most part, you'll find that most women, they are willing and ready. Hey, it's what you bring into us. So
yeah. Nicole Rogers say, I'm a nympho. Kim said, come on, AJ.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
Let's move to our final topic of the night, guys. And we go from the facts about sex to, wanting it or not wanting it. So let's talk about lusting for something or craving. Is there a difference? If you lust for something, can that be equivalent to a crave? Because we know the word lust directly associates to sinning. Because according to the dictionary, lusting is a sexual thought or perversion of the mind.
Mm.
But craving, you can crave chocolate cake. Because if you look up defining lust, it strictly pertains to sex. So lusting versus craving, are they the same thing, AJ? Or are they different? What you got to say about that, T? Let's start with T this time.
They're different. Let me tell you why they're different. You can look at a woman and lust. Damn, I bet she got some good, all of that. But you can't crave a woman if you ain't never had. You can't crave nothing you ain't never had. You know what I'm saying? You can't crave chocolate if you ain't never ate chocolate. You have to have had something to crave it. So yeah, they ain't not one and the same at all.
Could your craving become a lust?
No, because again, you still to crave something, you have to have had. That's what make it a crave.
I know. Okay.
Can
you lust after what you've craved for and you've had it?
Now the crave may come after the lust. I'll give you that. Shit, she has some smoking head. I'm craving that. It ain't even no lust no more. You know what I'm saying? We craving. But you can't crave nothing you ain't never had.
I like that. I just say ditto off of what Terry said, because really he just broke that down real simple for me. Because I can see that.
Yeah, see, when I was having this conversation with somebody the other day, I really tried to look at it from a different perspective when you talk about lusting for something and craving for something. So,
hold on,
sex.
Let me stop you right there. You can't lust for something. You can only lust for someone. Period. That's what makes it the sin, because you can only lust for someone. I don't believe that you can lust for something. I think that you can crave something, but I don't think.
Well, that's where I was going. Let me finish that thought on lusting for something.
Okay.
Because you brought up, she got some killer head. So if I'm wanting to hook back up with her to get her to partake in the oral sex side of the relationship, I'm lusting for her sexual desire for oral sex.
Not if you've already had it. You
still can lust for it.
Listen, you feel that lust. You already fulfilled the lust if you didn't have it. You're not lusting no more. You craving, you wanting. You're not lusting no more because you've had it already. Once you get it, the lust goes away. You
But
lust.
how do you desire something like you just said? How do you desire something you've never had?
But no. You can't. Again, listen.
No, I'm laughing at Kim talking about can you crave a prickle?
Listen, you can't desire something until you've had it. That goes right hand in
No,
hand.
I disagree with that. See, I totally
But
disagree.
let me tell you why. Okay.
So you telling me, so you hold on, let me get this point to you. So
okay.
you telling me I can't look at old girl live down the street and be like, damn, I want to fuck the shit out of her. The way she had them little shorts on is fine, and that's a lust. I'm lusting to
Right.
have sexual opportunity
Right.
with this woman.
That's
That's
a lust.
lusting. And I
Right.
could have never had her before, but my mind,
That's
I
what I'm telling
already
you.
had her.
That's a lust, but that's not a desire. That's
Yes, it is. How is that not a desire? Tell me how that's not a desire. Because we gonna argue tonight. Come on, don't be sitting back listening.
I'm listening.
You haven't fulfilled that. Once you, just like you just said, you that's a lust. Okay. Once you've had it, the lust goes away. It becomes a desire. It becomes a crave. You can't have that before the lust. You can't put the cart before the horse.
Okay, I'm gonna have to disagree too on that one then.
Come on.
Okay, cause think of okay, yeah, because think about, just say if I never had intercourse or sex, nothing, but I had the pleasure of being pleasured by a rose, the rose
Okay.
feature.
Okay.
Okay. But then I'm craving for that feeling. And now I'm lusting for someone. But then when I focus on someone, I may want that someone to fulfill that desire I have had fulfilled through that crave of using the rose.
No, man, watch this. All of that you just said, all of your desire, all of that.
It's the
desire of the rose. First of all, let's back
up. I've had the opportunity to have that feeling fulfilled.
Right, but that's the rose. That's not a human. You still have
exactly. But now I'm lusting for someone, or I'm.
Let me tell you.
Hold on, let me say this real quick. First off, AJ, you're never gonna get a nigga to compete with a rose. So stop thinking.
I know my ladies out there know that. I know my ladies out there probably know that.
Yeah, I'm just saying it ain't no man alive that's gonna fulfill that desire that you getting from that rose. But go ahead, T.
But let me first of all let me say this here. It's in our nature. Sex is in our nature. So we if you've never had a ding ding, if you've never had some coochie, Kevin, you know, as growing up as boys, we woke up wet a whole bunch of times. Had never had it. It's in your nature. It's in your that's in your DNA. So let me say this. Now that's different. That's different from having some chocolate. If you've never had chocolate, you'll never crave chocolate. You'll never want chocolate because you never had. There's so much stuff in this world that you've never had. You don't have a desire for it. You don't crave it. You don't do none of that. But the stuff that you have had, it becomes a craving. It becomes a desire. See, you got to understand that lust is a word by itself. It's by itself. Nothing else can get in that in the conversation with lust. Lust is there by itself. You can only lust for someone. Once you can tell me all day, oh man, I desire her. No, you don't. If you think you desire, what you're doing is you lusting for. You can, after it's fulfilled, that lust goes away. Then you have the desire, you have the craving. That's when you start missing her, the whole nine. But you can't put the cart before the horse. You just can't, because that word is out there by itself. Lust is out there by itself, and you can say what you want to say, But until you fulfill whatever you're trying to fulfill with that person, that lust is gonna be there until it happens. Once it happens, then the lust goes away. The lust is completely gone until you see something else catch your eye. Then you lusting again. But at the end of the day, you can't put that word in a sentence with the other two words because it's that lust word is out there by itself.
So we don't think it's one and the same, right?
No. No.
So can lust, your lust for something, can that turn into love?
Yeah, most definitely. But I think that it has to be a makeup of more than just that. It has to be that person. You know, you can say, "Oh man, I love her coochie," but in fact, that's just
one part. What happened? He
Did
froze.
Terry froze? Yeah, he froze. So we got people
good.
coming. Let me read some of these comments till he bounces back. If he bounces back, it said
There
lust and desire are pretty much synonymous. You
Mm,
crave food and beverages. You lust for that fluffy. That's what Chauncey said. Nicole Rogers said craving someone can turn into love as well.
I believe that.
Ron Love said lust and desire are pretty much synonymous. So we did agree that lust can turn into love. So if lust can turn into love, why can't a craving and lusting be the exact same thing?
Let's hear you talk about that.
wait. I didn't hear the question. What was the question?
I said if craving and lusting are the same thing, if craving and lusting are the same thing, because you can crave someone, correct? That's what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
After you've had them, after
Right.
you've lusted for them, then got
Right.
them.
Right.
So that would mean craving and lusting are pretty much the same thing.
No.
There's no separation.
No. It's not. I'm telling you,
It's the timing of it. Sounds
once
like
you do that, the lust goes away.
you start craving.
Because let me tell you, we've been taught all these years, lusting is a sin.
Mm-hmm.
So watch this. Once you've committed that sin, where's lust? Lust is out the picture. Lust is gone because you done already done that. You done already done that. So no, I don't care how you try to put it to me, ain't gonna happen.
So then you just crave. It turns into craving, is what you're saying.
Or desire.
So you're saying once you sleep with a woman that you've been trying to get at, with that lust in your heart and your mind,
Mm-hmm.
once you fulfill that one-time sexual desire, you can no longer lust for that person.
No, it's a desire or crave. It's not. You can't.
So if I want her just as bad the second time as I did the first time, that's not lusting?
No, sir. Because the act is, give you an example. All right, I'm finna go rob somebody. I'm planning a robbery. I'm setting the robbery up. I got everything set out. That person ain't been robbed until I pull the gun and take what I want.
Okay.
Same thing. Same thing. So if I'm lusting at a woman, behind a woman, and the only thing I could be lusting for her is sex. That's the only thing that lust is, sex.
So you're saying the lust goes away?
The lust goes away. It doesn't stay there. Now, what is replaced it with is desire, with crave, anything that you can put in there, but lust is not, because lust is shit. Lust is on the cool. Lust is stalking on the cool.
So to crave something, crave is a strong inward desire. Is that not lusting for it?
No. And actually, to be honest with you, you can't
that's the definition now.
Hold on. And to be honest with you, you can't put crave and desire in the same place, because if you've never had something, you can't crave it. You can't desire it if you've never had it. Whatever it is.
That's not true, T. That's not true.
Okay.
Okay, let me, hold on. Now watch this.
All right.
Now watch this. It is in our innate nature as male and female, me and Nissa, that as we mature and grow up to adults, for boy to see girl, boy to like girl, girl to like boy, and there's more time that we spend with each other, we form a desire to come together sexually, which is natural. That is the natural progression of life. So I never had her, but my natural maturity, my innate male hunting abilities tell me conquer that female.
Okay. Now, what I want you to tell me is how you gonna crave her. If you've never had her, how you gonna crave her? Think about it. Anything
He's lusty.
You can't crave nothing you ain't never had.
Yes, you can.
What? How?
I mean, even let's go back to the beginning of we've all spoke about a form of Christianity here. Go back to the very beginning with Eve. She craved, lusted for, she wanted to have her knowledge enlightened. So she did what? Ate from the tree that she was forbidden to eat from. I mean, that was a desire. So you can't have a desire for something before you even experience it.
So what you telling me is that Kim don't really be lusting for me. She just be craving me. I'm just saying.
She may
so when she's telling me her mouth watering, when she be saying, "Hey, come over here, my mouth watering," that means she just full of shit. Is what you saying? You saying Kim full of shit? In other words, I'm just trying to get clarity. Terry internet screwing up. So when women, so are we saying, because I don't believe he back. Hold on, let me get him back in here.
Y'all come on.
Come on,
I'm here.
Because I don't, and help me to understand. And when this cut off, we was talking about craving, right? And I'm gonna use chocolate again. If you've never had chocolate, how can you crave it? A craving is something that's within. How can you crave something you've never had? You can't even desire something you've never had. Period.
That's not true, nigga, because I ain't never had $1 million, but I desire it.
Okay, but here's the thing. That's what you say you desire it. But you can't. Can you crave it? No, sir. You can't. You can't. You can't crave nothing you ain't never had, man.
Okay. So let's keep it on a sexual note, because that's where the lusting comes from.
Okay.
So if you sleep with woman A, you know what sex feels like.
Okay.
When you see woman B, now you've already fulfilled the lust for sex, but now you have a lust for another partner. Come on, T. Come on, bro. Just because you switch, hold on, this is what you're telling me. Listen to me.
You're trying to change what I said. See, you just said that I said you.
No, I'm asking.
Okay, but listen, I didn't say, because you just said when I sleep with woman A and then I see woman B, I've already lusted for sex. No, sir. Lust comes from, you have to lust for a person. It's not sex at all. So if you see woman A and you lusted for woman A and you had sex with woman A, and then you see woman B and you start lusting for woman B and you have sex with woman B, now watch this. Now you start thinking, damn, woman A had that good. That's a desire right there. That's a desire right there. You desiring to go back to A. But B was all right too. I'm a desire to get at B again. That's a desire.
So are you telling me that the mindset of lusting, that I cannot lust for chocolate, it has to be strictly sexual?
But how can you, I mean, here's the thing. You just said a while ago.
Because it's just a desire. It's a strong desire.
But lust and desire is not the same thing. That's what you're trying to make it. It's not. Because you just told me a few minutes ago, it's sexual is in our DNA. It's in our makeup. You're absolutely correct. That's why little boys have wet dreams, because if they never had none, they having a wet dream, because it's in our makeup, how we as humans made up. But once you looking at a woman and saying, "Damn, I bet that's some good right there," you lusting. Once you conquer that one time, that lust goes away. You can't continuously lust for somebody, but it becomes a desire. You desiring her now. It's not a lust anymore. You only get one time per person to lust. And each time it goes away. After you do it, it goes away. It becomes a desire.
All right. AJ, we're gonna let him win on
As
this.
your teacher would say, make sense?
I just think it varies. It just depends. That's Terry's definition and philosophy of lust and crave. I see it differently. I see it can go both ways. You can crave and lust, or vice versa. So, hey, we're
gonna close out. That's our hour. Do me a favor, AJ. Tell us about Vibe Lounge and how they can get Vibe Lounge, your hours of operation, and what you do at Vibe Lounge and what you provide. Well, just tell us about your setup.
Thank you so much. I appreciate this. Thank you for having me on the show, Kevin. So Vibes Lounge on Cullen, that's the name of it. It's located at 12805 Cullen Boulevard, Suite BG1. It's located between Orem and Alameda Genoa on Cullen. And it's a lounge. I'm open Thursday through Sunday, Thursday evenings. I begin around 7 o'clock. Thursdays is typically country western zydeco night. We do a lot of dancing, line dancing. It turns into whatever you would like. And then on Friday, we just chill mode. It's not always a DJ, but we're playing music in the background. People come play dominoes, they bring their crew of friends and family. They turn it into their own party. It's available for day parties on Saturdays as well as on Sundays, and evening parties as well. You can reach me by inboxing me at Nina Jackson Perkins, or you can call me at 346-441-1569. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that.
No problem. T, you got anything you want to close us out with, bro?
Let's have prayer. Amen. Yeah. Yeah, that's shit.
It was a good show.
Hey.
Go Cowboys.
What happened?
What?
Go Cowboys.
Oh, hell no. So y'all do know this man is a complete asshole. So hey, look, I like to thank everybody, man, for tuning in, jumping in, watching us tonight. I'd like to thank y'all for supporting us, supporting the show. We truly, I promise, and Terry can tell you, I promise we got something coming down the pike. We gonna set something. No, listen to me. We're gonna set something up at Vibe Lounge with Nina. We're gonna pack the place. Everything gonna be on what he said that night. And man, we're gonna have a good time that night. We're gonna have a good time. I promise, guys, it's coming up really, 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 really soon. Coming up really soon. We also setting up a trip to Jamaica. You can look me up on Facebook, hit me up, get in my inbox. Terry going, Nina going. We're gonna have a good time. Kim Sanders crazy ass going, Trishana going. There's a bunch of us going. So y'all come on, jump on. We're planning this trip for April. We are planning this trip for April. If you want to jump in, man, we ain't excluding nobody. We going to have some grown folks fun because we love each other. And ain't nothing you can do about it. Hey, thank y'all for watching What He Said with Kevin Walker on behalf of Nina, Miss AJ at Vibe Lounge, and my man Terry O'Neill. We love y'all. Peace.
Peace.